Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you all back to This is the Police, otherwise known as Bobby Simulator, or whatever other device words I can come up for it. I have been informed that apparently I can't play this as the good cop, because apparently I thought this was a game, and I was wrong in that I had choices, but those things don't exist apparently. So let's just get to work and see what's going to happen, shall we? Right. It's time to start the day. Let's put on our Chopin, because it's so much more relaxing than the Beethoven, and just see how everything goes. Ah, magnificent. Feminist protest, City Hall. A few months ago, an unregistered feminist organization appeared in Freeburg. Today, they are holding their first protest. As far as we know, the organization is backed by foreign sponsors, and their goal is to get their people into important positions in City Hall. The protest may escalate into something more serious. We need to show them who's in charge. Use batons, tear gas, and even firearms if necessary. Let's show them what intimidation looks like up close and personal. Right, that doesn't sound good. You're alright. Good to hear it. Are you sure? Mr. Boyd, your psyche is in good shape. My only concern is your stress level. My research shows that Beethoven's music soothes and relaxes the nervous system. I recommend you invest a little bit in good old Ludwig van. It will help with any violent urges you may be feeling. Eliminate the Red Mask Gang. Tomorrow is the deadline. Right, I have to do that today then. Something strange. Leaving work, Jack caught sight of a scarecrow with a dagger in its eye. The handle is engraved with the letter S. No idea what that means. So, I have to take Yin Yang if I want to do this. So, let's just do that then. You must send 4 officers and SWAT. Why must I? Well, if I must send 4, let's just send the 4 worst. Actually, that might be a little too much. We'll send Somali too. Jack, we have a problem. The chief prosecutor of Freeburg is a woman, and it seems she's on the side of the feminists. You might be walking into some serious legal problems. We'd better play it safe and fake some evidence to shield you from any prosecution. Why is it so expensive when it's the very beginning of the game? How am I possibly meant to have earned that money by doing it completely legally? Hostage situation. A dissatisfied client entered some law officers with a pistol, took several employees hostage, and demanded a meeting with the firm's partners. These shyster Jews took me for a ride. They sucked up all my money, and my son still went to jail. Well, that doesn't sound good. Let's send all 3 of you. Just to be safe. Suppress the protest by force. Well, I mean, City Hall is likely to hate me if I don't, so... Sure. Why not? Sale of stolen goods. Investigation started. Okay. Mafia assignment. Jack, we have something going down today at Rubik Casino at 12:40. We wouldn't want any policemen crashing the party. I think 8,000. You know what? If all I have to do to make you guys work with me is just ignore some things, I'm fine with that. That's called bribery, and technically that's different. How did this go? Offender caught. Nice. Well done, lads. Arson picture show. Huh. Should I... You know what? I'm gonna take you off the case so that you can thus work on this. Okay.
910B in progress.
Rubagno Casino. Right. That's the thing I'm being told to ignore. Okay. Fine. If I have to be a dirty cop, then I'm gonna keep my hands clean as much as possible. What's this? Mr. Boyd, today we're installing a new slot machine called Super Magaline 3. The last time we put in a new one of the bigger kids almost broke it in the first day. It would be great if you could send us a couple of people to keep the kids under control. Sure, we'll send you the 2 worst. That doesn't sound like the big thing. Thank you for doing as we asked. Here's the amount we agreed on. Robbery. Offender escaped. Citizen killed. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. That's gonna get me in trouble, isn't it, having that?
1210 in progress.
Suspicious individual, St. John's Hospital. A pregnant girl called in the police for a gynecologist. Huh. You know what? Stolov and Lazzarini, off you go. Everything went great, boss. In fact, it's been a while since we had so much fun. We beat the hell out of them playing Hellfighter. I love how that's paying us, when that actually genuinely seems like a good job. I like how we get paid extra for those ones. Disorderly conduct, ghetto. Housewife Takarara Montez often complains about the police about their new neighbors. They're constantly making a racket and often get into fights, always refusing to discuss things with their neighbors. She called the police again today, after hearing loud bangs in the apartment with loud screams. According to her, about 6 or 7 people live there. Let's send in, you and you. The doctor spots the police, grabs a scalpel and boldly shouts, "Come on, I'll release your souls from this filthy world." You use pepper spray?
1210 complete.
Good job. Feminist processed. The prosecutors have reason to believe that you have seriously exceeded your judicial powers during today's feminist protest. We're calling you for official questioning. Okay. You know, the government told me to do it. That's all there is to it. Jack, we're about to bring in a large shipment of alcohol, but we've heard that our new partners like to play rough. We need a couple of you guys for insurance. Hey, I said I would ignore things. I didn't say I'd actually do stuff for you. The situation is more serious than we thought. Requesting reinforcements for the ghetto? Alright. We'll send in those 2 then. True Color Hotel. Oh, that doesn't look good. A call came in from the hotel occupant who was concerned about the cries of a woman in an adjoining room. Sounds to me like someone is being that, said the elderly old woman. Well, that doesn't sound good. Staval, go by yourself. It honestly sounds like a false call to me.
210
Sailor throws stolen goods. 3 frames. Okay. So, I don't know. Now we get to the point where I just put it in randomly and it works. Alright, well, I have to do this in order to capture the girls, so go. Arson. It doesn't look like I've got all the frames, because I've tried them in every combination so far. How'd this go? Offender caught, officers unharmed. Nice. Well done, lads.
We've got a situation here.
Oh, it was the actual situation. The door to one of the rooms on the 2nd floor is standing ajar, and through it can be seen a large man holding a crying girl by the neck. He's striking her in the face, shouting, "Shut up, you. I paid you, now keep quiet." Strike the man in the knees. The girl managed to escape, but her pimp leaps for the man and another fight breaks out. Try to separate them. The man shoves the pimp away and suddenly jumps out the window. Jump out, pursuing him. Well done, Stovall! Despite your elderly age, I knew you could be an absolute badass! Sale of frozen goods. Offender caught. Nice. Case closed. You were able to arrest all suspects. Eliminate the gang. You've destroyed this gang. You got 20k for eliminating the Grand. Jack, keep up the good work, and we'll make sure your final days at the Freeburg PD are much more comfortable. Oh yeah! Magnificent! Well done! Boss, I quit. I just want to spend more time with my family. You know what? You're one of the lesser ones, so that's fine. Man, you are really tired. You lose 2 energy every day, don't you, Stovall? I guess there's a reason you don't want the elderly people. Feminist protest meets angry police. Representative of the Orthodox Church may appear in Freeburg. Chinese gang operating under Boyd's nose for years. I like how that's how they word it. Okay. I don't think we need a strike today. So, you know what? Let's just start the day. And see how everything goes. Let's put on my Chopin. And play. Now, before anything, I have to make sure I hire someone. Because we have a police slot free on Shift A. Must remember, it's Shift A. I'm honestly looking like I might need to fire you if you take so long to... whatchamacallit. Frankly, George McCall here isn't that bad of a replacement for you. Stovall. I don't know. Michael Foxman. Huh. You've got a name I love. Well, either way, we're hiring George for Shift A. City Hall. I'm allowed another one. I'm getting the feeling an officer, a job slot might be needed most of all, honestly. I'm not doing crap for you. Feminist protest. Don't forget to prepare for the upcoming meeting with the prosecutors. 1 day left. Okay. Francis Birch Jr. was able to brilliantly pass all their exams. They've earned a boost. Not much of one. Nakomi Kyochi is a hero today, having pulled a drowning senator Wallace Green from the river. The municipality, on the senator's recommendation, has decided to reward this outstanding officer. The ceremony is scheduled for July 27th, and the event will be open to the press, as well as Mr. Green's family, who wish to personally thank the officer. Make sure nothing unusual happens to this officer, so she will be able to attend the ceremony and receive her medal without complications. Well done, Koichi! Well done! Also, it looks like from the fact that Birch is now ranked up, the fact that I could still use him on the last time I played to tell him to do that, it means that if I send someone to the police academy, they'll do it the very next day. Paddy wagon. Sometimes your officers will only arrest 1 or 2 criminals, but when you're taking down a whole group, it's better to bring a paddy wagon. And a truly professional staff can cope without the need for special transport, but most of your officers prefer a paddy wagon when the situation calls for it. Too bad the department doesn't have the money for one. An ice cream van struck a schoolboy. The ambulance arrived quickly, but the boy was declared dead on the scene. The nearby residents are outraged and demand justice from the driver of the van. He's currently holed up inside the ambulance while the paramedics are trying to reason with the crowd. The situation is quickly spiraling out of control. Purdy, you're the most professional. Go do something about it. Jack, some black gangster hit up one of our shops. It's too much for us to deal with right now. Can you help? That technically classifies as proper criminal activity, so we should be able to help using the actual police, shouldn't we? technically. I would classify that as a genuine crime. Oh, you need reinforcements, do you, Purdy? Oh, that's bad. Sandianzi and Tishubuki. Mafia assignment. Jack, we have something going down today at the courthouse at 8:30. At the courthouse? That's a little more concerning.
13 in progress. 410A complete.
Attempted murder. Well done, people. Well done. Sawmill, noise complaint. An elderly man saw the police station, reporting that... Called the police station. How did I get the word saw? Reporting that terrible screams have been coming from the sawmill for over an hour. What the hell is going on there? What's a guy to do to get a little sleep around here? That doesn't sound good. Henry Sand Road. Mr. Boyd, I manage a large fleet of vehicles and wanted to organize a workshop for my new drivers. They have to learn how to behave on the road, so your patrolmen will never even need to look twice at our cars. Please send 3 of your best officers. They'll ride all day with my people and explain the intricacies of traffic flow and police monitoring. I've heard about problems your department faces, particularly your obsolete fleet of police vehicles, so I would be happy to in return to donate a paddy wagon. Enough said!
Officer on scene.
The sawmill is surrounded by a 9-foot fence and the gates are locked from the inside. The shouts can be heard within. Knock on the gate, ram the gate with the police cruiser, break open the door. No, technically we are the police, we can't assume the worst. Knock on the gate. A man is threatening a young boy with the circular saw. The man is screaming hysterically. Pounce on the criminal, take aim at the criminal and shoot to kill. Ooh, this is actually quite a bad situation. If I pounce, a policeman is likely to get hurt. If I take aim, we could shoot the boy by accident. No, I think I have to shoot the criminal.
213 complete.
You know what?
910B in progress.
That's not so bad, I suppose. Robbery. An emergency call was received from an all-night drugstore. An addict is attempting to gain unlawful entry. He's violently threatened a female pharmacist, demanding she open the cabinets. You know what? If I can send 4 people, looks like it's a pretty bad situation. Report, Henry Sand. Chief, we rode along and went over the basics with their empty-headed drivers. We're done for the day. Meanwhile, Mr. Sand dropped off a brand new paddy wagon. It's a nice piece of equipment. Too good for the idiots we'll be packing inside. Ah, cool. I mean, at least we got one now. Can't I buy one of those? Shouldn't I be able to buy one of those?
10B in progress.
Homicide, courthouse.
910B complete.
Why did you have to say homicide? During sentencing, a serial killer by the name of Albert Ramirez seized a gun from the holster of the court bailiff, and after shooting several witnesses, barricaded himself inside the courtroom. A young stenographer has been taken hostage. I have to send 6 things and SWAT. That's the thing I was told not to touch. It's also the thing I'm actually not in a good position to touch. So... God damn it!
In progress.
Assault, residential area, crime in process. Emergency medical services arrived on call for a man complaining of chest pains. While they were treating him, the man suddenly attacked one of the EMTs, shouting wildly about global pharmaceutical conspiracy. The other personnel managed to escape and called the police. Alright, well, Purdy, Koichi, and Augustine, however the hell I say that name, off you go. You two need to redeem yourselves for the last one. How is that related to Sand?
410B complete.
Alright, how many citizens died? At this point, it's starting to sound like I should just do the minor jobs he requests and do those sorts of things.
We've got a situation
The
here.
door to the apartment is locked from the inside, and unintelligible screams can be heard from within. Break down the door. The victim is bound and lying on the floor. The assailant is sitting on top of him, waving a syringe filled with an unknown substance. A bottle of bleach is on the floor nearby. Point the gun at the man and order him to lay face down. Sir, we are on your side. Tell us about this conspiracy. The man jumps up and grabs some papers from the table. Everything is written down here. I love this tinfoil hat, by the way. All the evidence you'll need. They created these medications to control our minds. Well, the Freeburg police will begin the investigation right away. Let's talk down at the station.
412A.
Peaceful. Peaceful. That's how you do it. Peaceful. No guns. No shooting. Heck, when I shot, I lost. So, yeah. Let that be the lesson. Don't shoot first. Right. Deputy. I want to send someone to police duty. And I'm gonna make it Yancey. Because I think he's done his job well. I could do it twice, actually. Do I want to risk doing it twice? I don't think I want to risk doing it twice, just in case. Right. That was a good day. And we've got Mikhail ready for tomorrow. Glorious. Alright, and I'm about to, take on my trial hearing. Damn it. Small drug dealers invade Freeburg. Freeburg to host semi-finals of Youth Hockey League. All City Hall employees rewarded company cars for personal use. Mr. Boyd, why did you send your officers to the female protest? It's my job. The feminists could prove a threat. We received noise complaints, refused to answer. The feminists could prove a threat. Frankly, even though they're women, they can still organize riots. Plus, some of those ladies are pretty hefty. In your opinion, did any of the participants at the protest pose any actual danger to others? Definitely not. It's hard to say. I don't know. Ooh. It's a case of, if I say definitely, they could say I'm lying. If I say it's hard to say, then they'll say, I definitely used excessive force. Definitely not, I used excessive force. I don't know, excessive force. I'm gonna go with definitely. Whenever there's over 50 people gathered in a single place, there's always a chance something will go off. Mr. Boyd, you're married, are you not? Yes, but... Actually, why is a very good point. That's got no relevance to what this court hearing is about. What does this have to do with my work? What are your personal feelings towards women? That's an improper question. That is a very improper question, actually. Honestly, I'd say the same as men. As far as I'm concerned, they're the same as men. Some women are great, and some I don't care much for. Mr. Boyd, did you give the order to suppress the protests by force? Blame City Hall, yes. You know what? If I say yes, City Hall will like me more. If I blame City Hall will hate me. So I'm gonna go yes. Yes, that was my order. Ooh, what's going on here?
In my new role as corrupt official, I had to give up some of my favorite habits.
Such as?
Couldn't turn off my phone when my head ached. Couldn't sleep till noon on Saturday and let the rest of HQ take up the slack. No more days off to go fishing. But my weekly visit to the old colony club was more like tradition. One night a week, I absorbed cigar smoke, the vague smell of alcohol, the stench of urine, all mixed with toxic levels of old drunken belches.
All right.
Same picture it was 30 years ago. Tradition's gotta be honored.
Clearly.
And to stay faithful to the tradition, you've got to respect the standard rituals. When you're about to roll out of the club, you need to take a deep breath and count to 100.
Why?
If your stomach doesn't do a backflip, you should be good to make it home. This time I only got up to 60. I was interrupted.
Why? You look even better than you do on TV.
What's that meant to mean?
There's nothing more impolite than approaching people in the alley at the old colony. This is the most private place in the city. All who enter here dirty their shoes with the most elite stream of vomit in Freeburg. This asphalt has been blessed by judges, lawyers, artists, businessmen, and all our politicians. Takes a lot of balls to crash the party. My head was a drunken haze, but I knew who he was. A cartoon gangster suit straight out of Dick Tracy. Fancy voice, fruit cologne, sassy strut.
Okay.
That's how the newspapers described Vickis Varga, rising star in Freeburg's criminal underworld.
Alright.
He appeared out of nowhere, and with the support of the local punks, Varga broke all the old rules of organized crime.
Really now?
He killed those who could not be killed, traded what could not be traded, and robbed those who could not be robbed. In just a single month, this man had gathered an incredible amount of power.
Alright.
He's been called everything from a clown to a madman to a criminal genius.
So he's the Joker?
And more often than not, he's called a low-class upstart short on ideas. But if Vargas was one of the old crime bosses, he'd have been cut into pieces and fed to the river. Look past this guy's arrogance, and there's something about him. The city is still deciding what to do with him. Meanwhile, he's burning down the houses of old city mobsters.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Not the best time to talk, Mr. Varga.
Well, you know my name. I'm flattered, although not very surprised, to be honest. I might be a little short on manners.
Alright.
Like they say in your fair city, with the right manners, you can go anywhere. Well, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay right here.
And what does
Even
that
the
mean?
criminal world needs manners, Mr. Varga. And one of them is this. Don't interfere with a drunken cop who's trying to take a shit and puke at the same time.
Oh, you exaggerate. But is Freeburg always so gentle with its officers? Been a bit roughed up lately.
I see you already know Freeburg quite well, Mr. Varga.
Well, I love to learn and look around. But I do know that the inhabitants of this fair city should be friends, Jack. Maybe it's true I don't have the best manners.
Yeah, you don't.
After all, it's only polite for friends to share their phone numbers.
Are you asking for...
This city of yours moves so fast. I feel like I'm hooked on amphetamines all over again.
Really?
You wake up in the morning full of ideas, and by nightfall, you've all had each other killed.
Huh.
So don't wait too long to call. I don't mind if you're drunk. It's all the more fun. I'll be stoned myself, most likely.
At least you're
Hell,
honest.
I'm a little stoned right now. It's the only way to live in this place.
I like this man
I
better
like
than
your
Sand.
city, Jack. I'm here to stay.
I prefer him over Sand. Can we put him in charge?
If it weren't for the phone number written on my arm, I probably wouldn't have remembered the conversation in the morning. But there was no reason to worry. I'd be getting a reminder soon.
I'm guessing Sand wants you to take care of him? I mean, I'd imagine so. Orthodox priests bribe mayor. Greek priest to be appointed head of Freeburg Orthodox Church. Students volunteer to help farmers. A lot is going on right now. What's going on? I'm hearing footsteps.
My morning ritual was plagued by the smell of Vickis Varga's fruity cologne. It was like the sharp citrus scent was chasing me around the house, as if Vickis was right there in my living room.
But
When I finally realized the smell was coming from a big basket of oranges, it didn't put me any more at ease. I'd opened my door to lots of threatening mail, evidence of criminal wrongdoing, even a dead ferret or two. But fruit? Never.
Huh. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world.
You the fruit guy?
Excuse me?
Was it you that brought the basket of oranges?
Nah, it was here when I arrived.
All right.
Fine.
So who are you?
So who are you?
Yeah.
Today, I'm your driver.
And where are we driving?
To work.
That's it?
Yeah, we have to make an important stop along the way.
Oh, of course we
Where?
do.
The ranch.
What ranch?
Just the ranch.
Fine.
Oh.
The morning seemed surreal, and I took in the magic. Why wreck it with meaningless chatter? As my tight-lipped chauffeur drove an hour through God knows where, I started to feel like I was in the middle of a bad dream.
Yeah, probably.
Lying bloody and concussed in the alley behind the old Colony Club, my nose buried in a rotten orange peel. But no, this was no dream. The silence was real. The sound of the engine was real.
He's gonna talk
The
to you about
dust was
Viger,
real
isn't he?
enough, too. And there was the ranch over the horizon. It all seemed familiar. The Sand family's overbearing mansion has been the talk of the headlines for decades, but few have managed to get closer than a few miles.
Probably
I guess
because he
I'm
shoots
just
them.
Lucky.
Yeah, lucky. That's a word I wouldn't use in this situation. Hello, Mr. Sand. Do I have a gun on me?
I didn't know you took private meetings, Mr. Sand.
Only if I expect good company.
I'm surprised my company ranks at all.
Today,
That's fair.
yes. Today is a special day.
Why?
So it seems.
Do you often go to the old Colony Club, Jack?
Every week.
Meet any interesting people there?
As a rule, no.
Sometimes you make a date, right? Sometimes make new friends.
Not really.
Sometimes, I guess. But that's not why I go.
And why?
I consider it a hobby.
A hobby. Do you know anything about my hobbies?
You kill people.
Well, judging by the half-dozen animal skins I stepped on walking over here, it's not much of a reach to say you like hunting.
That's
Love
fair.
it. Well, I say that now. It seemed so tedious when I was a child. Took ever so long. But now I'm older. I've developed a new talent.
You hunt people?
What talent is that?
Patience.
Huh.
The will to wait for the right moment.
Makes sense.
Let's say you want a deer. You know, you deserve it. You've even decided what dishes its meat will go to and where you'll mount its horns. But to get that deer, you've got to wait. To sit in the bushes and stay nice and quiet. Professional hunters will tell you that the hunt is a rare craft. There are many rules. It's shrouded in mystery and ancient skill.
Huh.
Well, that's all complete nonsense. To get a deer,
Fair.
you just sit on the sidelines for a long enough time, pinpoint the moment when it's finally time to shoot.
Fair
I
enough.
learned the talent, Jack. But not like you, oh, Jack. You truly are the master.
Why? What do you
I
mean?
don't understand.
Oh, come on, Jack. I know about the 500,000. I know your plan. Kendrick told me everything. Needless to say, I'm impressed.
Why?
While some people learn to hold their breath for minutes on end and not to rustle the leaves too loudly, why you decided to just become the foliage. You turned yourself into a bush, surrounded by deer who've been so fruitfully multiplying for decades. But all this time you've held your rifle at the ready. Forgive an old man his imagery, Jack. I've the heart of a poet, I confess.
Fair enough.
Look, I don't know what was said between you and Kendrick, but it sounds like you got it wrong.
Why?
Well, I think I understand everything just fine. And I think we understand each other quite well. Jack, in the coming war, we'll make excellent partners.
What war?
What war?
One war falls upon every generation. My grandfather drove out the Ambersons back when he was 27.
Uh-huh.
My father destroyed that psychopath gangster, Maurice Bell, when he was a sprightly 30. At 69, I'd begun to think my war had passed me over. But my time has come at last.
And it's with
Tomorrow,
Viger?
Vicus Varga declares war, and I'm obliged to answer.
So,
Huh.
we're talking about Varga now.
I don't know how he thinks. I don't even know whether he plans his actions or not. I can't divine his purpose. Hell, I don't even know where he comes from.
Fair.
He's a man not of our breed, wouldn't you say? But when he arrived here, I invited him in, told him we could work together. An official invitation penned in my own hand and written on some very expensive paper. And can you imagine his reply? A fruit basket. What sense can be made of such a message?
Dunno, I had one this
I guess
morning.
it means whatever you want it to.
Precisely.
I'm late for work, Mr. Sand.
You know, Jack, I could just give you $500,000 right now, cash, whatever denominations you like. But I would never insult you so. If I went stalking my prey for so many years, I wouldn't want someone else to shoot it for me. I understand you, Jack. And I'll never ask you for anything that's contrary to your nature.
You have been!
Just think about our conversation. Think about it. And call me.
Huh. Alright. Weird. Very weird. Guess being the good cop still isn't a thing, though.
Like I said, it's a whole new life, and I've had to give up some old habits. One of them, keeping away from things that don't concern me.
Huh.
Now I can't afford the luxury. This spotlight I'm under, concerns is all I got.
Fair. Ooh! Ooh! Do I help Viger or do I help Sand? Ooh. Oh, I've got to think now. I've got to think. 'Cause if I have to be a criminal in this, I should choose one I like and relate to. I enjoyed his underground classiness, whereas Mr. Sand was elegant. Screw Sand. Sand made me work for him, whereas Victor's came to me with the offer. Being told you're working for someone and offering to work for someone are two entirely different things. I'm working for Viger. Screw Sand.
Tell him it's Boyd.
Huh. Okay. Well. Isn't this the shift I had yesterday? I just used? Have I just skipped a day? You've been found guilty of abusing your powers. The city requires that your salary be reduced by 50%. Bull bloody crap. Well. I have a new job offer. Or a new whatchamacallit slot. So, I've got 8 people here. I've got 8 people here. But this person, they're a bit tired most of the time. So you know what? Let's hire for shift A, right? Yeah, shift A. There we go. Now I've got to work out how to get this guy. I've actually got some very professional feeling people. Tomorrow's going to be the day. Don't let anything happen to him until then. I'm pretty sure it's a her. Here's this week's salary. Well, I guess there's a reason why I gotta do these things. If the court is just gonna say, take a 50% pay decrease. Bastards.
In progress.
Massive fight. King Louis Fight Club. We received a call from the club manager who said a brawl broke out in the main hall, involving over 20 men. Security are keeping back because some of the combatants are carrying knives. Several wounded are already lying on the dance floor, but no one knows why the mayhem broke out. Well, that sounds like it needs a paddy wagon. Let's send out some of our most professional people. Go. That also should have probably involved SWAT, but whatever. This situation is more serious than we thought. Requesting reinforcements. Alright then. Well.
in progress.
Assault, suburb. Two teens walking their dog got into an argument, and eventually one of them unleashed the dog on the other. The police were called nearby by a girl who was... I just gotta hope nothing else appears.
311B complete.
Massive fight. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. What do you mean, offender caught? Weren't there multiple offenders?
Looks like we
A
have
boy
a
is struggling
situation
on the ground,
here.
barely holding off an angry dog that's trying to grab him by the throat. Hit the dog with a taser. The dog lets the boy escape and the owner starts to flee. Run after him.
412A completion.
Good work, Koichi. Good work. Let's hope these guys appear before... Yeah, they'll all get back within 10 seconds. I hope. Come on. Come on. Yes. It's running out of time. Good. Parishioner Marie Serpentine reports that the sounds of gunshots inside the church. A bearded man in a hat entered the confessional, and then a minute later I heard gunshots. The man calmly left the booths, took off his hat, and crossed himself. And sat down on a pew. I think he's praying. Purdy little Hode and Asano, off you go. I don't think that requires a SWAT team.
410A in progress.
Attempted murder. Linda Howard, her words slurred, said the dentist paralyzed her face during the latest visit. The monster struck me with some kind of poison. Arrest him. Alright, let's just send Koichi or Dustin.
410B complete.
What happened? Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Okay. Loot found. Non-automatic weapon. Officers found a non-automatic weapon at the crime scene. What do you want them to do with it? Bring it to the police station? I'm sorry, what can I do with weapons? The girl was injected with normal painkillers. Yeah, I thought that was the case.
1011B in progress.
Christopher... Terrorism. Christopher G. Sands Ice Arena. An ice cream vendor noticed a suspicious black bag, which has been lying unsupervised on a bench for the past few hours. Screw it, it's the end of the day, send in the SWAT. That sounds like an important SWAT thing. And then I'm gonna figure out if I can actually send the SWAT multiple times.
Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here.
Officers arrived on the scene and observed that there's something moving inside the bag. Stay back until the bomb squad arrives.
1011B complete.
Okay. I don't know what the offender was, but still. And no, I can only use the SWAT once. Okay. Huh. Well, we're doing quite a few things today. And Koichi's gonna get her rewarded tomorrow. Well done, Koichi. Corn monument to be demolished by summer's end. Francis Kendrick won't succeed Jack Boyd. No, he's dead. City administration to finance dance festival. Oh yeah, that's another reason why I work with Viger. He killed my best friend. I forgot about that. That should have been more the reason why I work with Viger. I'm too tired. Can I stay home? Yes. Yes, you may. Because you are very tired. And we do have two big professional guys to be able to catch up the slack. I feel like giving them one of them a stripe, but let's see how well they do first. So how do I discover people... War. Freeburg's first mafia war in decades has spread chaos across the streets. Major criminal gangs vie for power, and the outcome of the struggle is impossible to predict. One thing is certain, a couple of weeks from now, only one family will rule. Buck Yancey was able to brilliantly pass all their exams and they've earned a boost. Good work, man! Take care of the hero. Jack, keep up the good work. Make sure... Okay, that was easy.
410A in progress.
Attempted murder, residential area. A passerby rang the police when he saw a naked man running through the streets, pursued by a woman carrying a large kitchen knife. The woman was shouting, "I'll gut you, you pecking that." Wow, the language in this game is really not subtle, is it? Alright, you know what, Birch? It's about time you started improving your stats. Either that or we fire you. One or the other. Sand needs help, city center. Viger stirred up some punks, and they went and attacked one of the family, right in the barbershop. We've already sent our own men, but we don't know how many scumbags we're up against. You can come join the party, but don't get in our way. Oh, if you don't want us to get in your way, don't say any more, man. I know who I'm helping in this battle.
410A complete.
Offender court. Well done. Birch, I don't know why, but I'm determined to somehow make you good. Hit and run. An unknown vehicle struck librarian Kimrick Kalowski at the pedestrian crossing and drove off. The victim was found dead at the scene. Hold on. Right. Sand needs help. Mr. Sand's nephew looked out his window and saw some of Varga's men smashing one of his cars. Looks like someone needs to go remind them that kind of behavior is illegal. It is illegal! But I much prefer Viger.
410C in progress.
Massacre, Eddie's Burgers. A girl entered Eddie's Burgers, ordered a Diet Coke, and started shooting at the other customers with a handgun. The cashier called the police, and in the background there were gunshots and screams. Meanwhile, the crazed young woman is shouting, "I hate fat people." Well, that's a little offensive. Off you go, guys. It's not that far away, so I don't think the trip should take that long for you to get there and back.
410C.
Massacre. Offender court. Well done. The Vargas need help. Mr. Varga gave us a new sports car, so we're going for a joyride. Now suddenly out of the blue, we're getting chased by a damned helicopter. They're shooting at us. This isn't going to be pretty. Man, why am I taking part in this mafia war? This does not concern me, but apparently I'm not allowed to have that mentality anymore. Oh, this doesn't concern me. Armed robbery. An alarm came in from an armored truck. Armed men have blocked the street, shot out the armored truck's tires, and are trying to seize bags of money. Okay, that's a SWAT if I've ever heard a need for a SWAT.
Looks like we have a situation.
Armed robbery,
here.
city center. The narrow street is blocked by 2 vans near the armored truck. 3 armed, masked men have surrounded the truck, and one of them is carrying a blowtorch. On the roof of one van is a 4th criminal who shoots something to his accomplices as he sees the police approach. The blowtorch won't work. You'll need to use dynamite. Yes, give the criminals tips. You're surrounded. Surrender peacefully. The criminals take out their automatic weapons and open fire. Hide behind the patrol car and fire from cover.
910C complete.
Well done, guys.
311A in
I'm
progress.
glad I took the SWAT, damn it. A night watchman during his rounds followed some noises to several homeless people fighting over a bundle that was lying on the ground. Alright, just give me a moment, There we go. Alright, let's just send all 4 cops that are remaining. Probably shouldn't have, because that's one of the further things away. The Vargas need help. Some of Sand's men have us pinned down in an ally. They're aiming to maim. Mr. Vargas said we can go to you for help. Yeah, you can. I don't like Sand. He needs to get overthrown.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
This is more serious than you thought, is it? Well, crap. Hit and run. Okay. Oh, this requires 4 frames, so you're definitely not done yet. Interesting. No new frames found. What? What do you mean, no new frames found?
311A complete.
How'd the fight go? Offender caught, officers unharmed. Well done, everyone. Well done. Right, let's end the day then. Jack, Sand has had decades to strengthen his position in the city, but that doesn't mean that his grip can't be broken. Take care that Varga is ahead on points after 2 weeks in the war, and successfully carry out at least half of his jobs. And one more thing, just so that Sand doesn't start suspecting you betrayed him, don't let Varga get too long on points. If Sand is out of the lead for 3 days in a row, it'll cost you your life. Right. Okay. So that's how this is gonna work, is it? Well, that's pretty damn bad. City crime rate increased by 31%. I'm impressed it's that small, honestly. Given the fact we have a goddamn mafia war going on. Mayor's nephew expressed his desire to become FPD chief. Freeburg farmers report record harvest. Good for them. Well, everyone, you know what? I think I'm all out of time for today's episode, so it looks like, well, what can I say other than thank you all for joining me today. I've been your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I hope to see you all again next time. But I'm afraid that until then, it is time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.